Welcome back to Justice for Giancarlo Fisichella in Formula 1 98, and round 12 brings us to the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Unsurprisingly, after relishing going straight for most of the lap in Hockenheim, this 13-turn, 2.4-mile circuit is not one I anticipate having a good time on in this game. Could be a chance for Coulthard to make up some much needed ground, so I very much got my damage limitation hat on. It's invisible. Also, will the game keep up its pretty stellar record of kind of showcasing a different new bug each round of the championship? However, my biggest concern right now is that the old launch day PS3 that I'm playing this series on is taking longer and longer to boot up every time I come to record an episode. And I don't want to jump ship to an emulator if I can avoid it, but I swear to God, if this thing dies before I reach the end of this series and I have to do it all over again, I'm risking it, but I'm very much living on the edge. Surprise, surprise, in the real qualifying session it was once again another McLaren 1-2 led by Mika Häkkinen, with Schumacher in third. A year after almost winning for Arrows, Damon Hill once again showed off his Hungaroring credentials by qualifying fourth for Jordan, just ahead of the second Ferrari, whilst the Benettons were 8th and 9th, this time Fisichella besting Wirtz. In the meantime, Rosset DNQ'd again by 0.8 of a second. Nothing further. Obviously quite a few setup changes between Hockenheim and here, and obviously I made them in the practice session, and what did it do? As soon as I left the practice session, it changed the brake balance and a couple of other things as well, so I've had to go back and reset them, but we're good now. We are set up as best we can for the Hungaroring, which as expected isn't fun, but let's spool forward. Okay, a bit more of a normal grid. Coulthard's back up the front, ahead of Schumacher and Häkkinen. Schumacher and Häkkinen though have laps in reserve. I'm going to do another 10 minutes and get out on circuit with around 15 to go. And Häkkinen goes within 9 thousandths of a second of his teammate. So in theory, unless they're going to do 13 laps, which sometimes they have done, those are our targets. I don't even have to say out loud what the target's going to be, really, because of how it's been this season. And we need to do it, because Coulthard is up there. And to spice things up, I don't immediately smash it on the first flying lap. Oh. To be fair, there is only one instance of the infamous bouncing I found around this track, and it is into turn 1 under braking, down the little sort of elevation change. So I'm going to have to be careful of that. But braking for the corner is probably also, that would help more, I think. Big top tip there. Anyway, second flying lap, let's see how things go. We head into turn 1, braking before the elevation change and down to third gear. As there's some long sweeping turns, it's the usual yanking on the brake to get it round, or the alternate method, out wide, try and get it turned in one foul swoop, and then cut back in, kind of making a V shape out of the corner. Heading towards turn 4, this is one of the more fun corners to take because you can just have a little dab of brake and a downshift and get through in one foul swoop, but the rest of the track is just, it is as unfun to drive as you'd expect because of the different direction changes, this back part of the circuit, especially from the chicane all the way through to the end of sector 2. It's just constant upshifting, downshifting, braking, and I know that does just describe driving generally, but the frequency and the awkwardness with which you have to do it in this game, it doesn't flow in any nice way. But we make it to the final sector, 2 long sweeping corners to go, a little bit of a power slide to help get us round that penultimate corner, out of turn 13, power towards the line. I mean, do I just literally dip straight out now? Could I be that cold? Not gonna lie to you, I did a 1:11 in practice, so as soon as I saw the target time was 1:14, I'm like, oh, okay, fine, we got this. What can I say? We've smashed it. We are 2.2 seconds clear of David Coulthard, Mika Hakkinen, and Michael Schumacher. They're all very tightly packed together. Then it's Irvine 5th ahead of Frentzen. Wirtz just missing out on the top 6, coming in 7th, ahead of Alesi, Hill, and Herbert, rounding out the top 10. Did Rossick qualify? Let's see. Oh, he did. How unrealistic. Over the years, the Hungaroring has delivered some very engaging races based on pit stop strategy, and the 1998 Hungarian Grand Prix was one of those races where it came into play. Michael Schumacher won the race from 3rd on the grid as he opted for a 3-stop strategy compared to the 2-stop strategy opted for by the McLarens. Things got worse for Hakkinen as he had a late shock absorber issue that saw him drop to 6th, make things a little bit closer in the championship. In the meantime, Fisichella would finish the race where he started in 8th, just behind John Alesi. So we've seen qualifying pace doesn't always translate into race pace, but it very much did in Hockenheim, so hopefully it can do again. I'm pleasantly surprised with how far ahead we are at this circuit. I thought the layout would make it quite difficult and a little bit closer, but it's good. We'll probably lose the lead off the line, but as long as we can stay calm, don't fall into the bouncing trap in turn 1, we can win. So once again, the target will be win. The targets are very straightforward this year because of just the way qualifying is. But I'm not as confident as I was in Hockenheim. I'm still convinced this could throw up some surprises. Okay, it stays sunny. I don't know why I comment on it every time. It doesn't actually make a difference, but we are underway at the Hungaroring. We lose the lead temporarily, but oh no. I was going to say incredibly, we seem to have held it. Oh, and I leave Coulthard the space. And unsurprisingly, he beats us into turn 1. Thought we had him for a moment there. Usually they're quicker in that first phase, but it's the second part. Maybe I've made the mistake with the gear ratios, but the run out of turn, whichever turn that is, we got him straight back. No. And there's a Ferrari in 3rd, and if that weird pixelated blur was right, I'm not even sure Hakkinen was in 4th either. Completely botched my gear change for that bit though, so let's focus on that and not what's going on behind. God, Coulthard does us around the outside of the final corner. That was silly. Drop a gear. And Frentzen's up to 3rd. Sarlo's in 6th. No Hakkinen, no Irvine in the points. Also no... Oh! Jesus Christ. That really caught me off guard. I thought for a moment Coulthard was coming back the other way. So when he hit the brakes, really caught me off guard. And we go out wide. And it's a... error-strewn first lap and a half. It is great to see Frentzen up so high. I don't particularly want to disrupt him, but I want to get past him, obviously. Struggling through that final sector. I took it a lot better, but the top 2 put a little bit of a gap. Up the inside. That's good. God forbid a conventional overtake, although even though it was a conventional overtake, I feel like that's properly compromised Frentzen. First part of the lap though, bloody hell do we pull the time back. And then such is the issue in real life, it's finding the place to make the move. Because there's not really much doing round here. Oh, so that door's always going to shut, because that's where they're going to go on the racing line. And God forbid they take any form of evasive manoeuvre. If anything, they're going to drive towards you, because it's just how they are. Frentzen has held on to third, that's good. Hakkinen back in the points, taking out Sarlo. It's a shame, I'd rather see Sarlo there for the storyline. Oh, God. It's not dignified, is it? I mean, none of it's been dignified this entire year, but that was particularly just ridiculous. Right, thou shalt not bash David Coulthard out of the way. Thou shalt do a good overtaking manoeuvre so everyone sees your championship credentials. Oh! Ooh. We got a bit of the bounce in there and it felt like we almost took off, but we managed to keep it under control. Right, we are super quick through this one. Can we just back off a little bit? That's the one. Not the sort of move I think you'd really see getting made in real life unless someone had a problem there. We're back in the lead. And we've only managed a 1 minute 16. So we are way off our pace. Let's see what we can do now we're in clear air. Free for half a lap and we've already managed to shave 2 seconds off of our best lap time. Beautiful. Wirtz. Okay, Wirtz appears in the points. Not going to get excited, but that's good development. Frentzen dropping back though. Already feels so much quicker now. We're not worrying about what the car ahead of us is doing because it's going to brake in random parts. Try not to hit the pit wall though, that would be good. Don't do anything stupid, and we're on for another good one. I feel like we're in the zone now. Absolutely flying. First one of them, for good measure. Perilously close to getting back in the 11s. Oh my goodness. From a championship perspective, this is huge for us. We will go over a race win clear of David Coulthard if it stays as it is. And even from a constructor's perspective, as it stands, we're going to gain on McLaren. Obviously, both of us scoring. Hakkinen down in 4th. I don't think it's on. I still think they're going to be too far ahead. But it keeps the door open. It might not be dead just yet. Oh, sorry, Hakkinen's 5th. Frentzen's 4th. Even better. So McLaren would score 8 points. we'd score 11. I mean, the gap is much bigger than that, but it's still, it's eating into it a little bit with some time to go. Did I just see out the corner of my eye that Häkkinen and Frentzen have changed places again? Shit. Still gaining, but it's a smaller gain. Once again, we are that rapido. We're catching up. Oh, sod off with the back of the pack again for the second race in a row. Dare I say this is starting to look formidable from Giancarlo Fisichella. Quite a few cars here though. We've not just found the we've found not a few stragglers. There's quite a few cars. Come on, let's just navigate them. We start the final lap. Remain calm. It's all good. Oh. Like, again, why would you just not accelerate there? Send it round the outside, though. That'll do. Oh, God. Caught it with the back of that Prost very quickly. Second time I've done that today. Having to just take off. Oh. I could probably just sit behind them and not get involved. That's probably safer, right? We've got no sign of Coulthard behind. So I'm just gonna roll it round. I'm not gonna get involved with these guys. Another really solid performance. This is looking good. Honestly, at this point, I'm more worried about the PS3 blowing up. In the first half of the season, our pole to win conversion rate was pretty poor, but we're definitely fixing that in the second half of the season. We win back to back, and 14 seconds, 15 seconds basically from Coulthard, ahead of Schumacher. Häkkinen does get fourth ahead of Frentzen. Wirtz with another point though. Very good, Alex. So the gap is up to 14 points from David Coulthard, 26 back to Mika Häkkinen, and 32 to Michael Schumacher. I never thought I'd see the day, but we are on good form this second half of the season. This is good, because I don't want to do this season again. Further back those points for Frentzen means that he is tied 6th with a Lacey now. Wirtz's extra point means he's tucked in just behind them. He could still grab 6th in the championship. So interestingly, we're now falling into a bit of a no man's land. We are 33 points behind McLaren and 27 ahead of Ferrari. We're almost getting to the tipping point where we're going to be closer to McLaren than Ferrari, which hasn't happened this season in a long time. 33 points, yeah, we could keep chipping away, but maybe that is going to be too much unless they have another nightmare day. We're going to need at least another 1-2 with them really struggling to give ourselves a chance. So things are looking pretty good right now. Will it continue as we head to Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, a classic of the calendar, and of course in real life the 1998 Belgian Grand Prix, one of the all-time great Grand Prix, one of the most eventful. I don't think we'll have anything quite as eventful as that, but when this game's in play, who knows. It was actually quite well behaved today. It only did broken things that I was already aware of, which I know it still isn't good, because it's still broken. Like, the bouncing is still weird, and the handling's still ridiculous, and it still changed my setup in the background without me knowing. But because I know about it, I can deal with it. I hate how this is making me stoop to its level. But at least I'm beating it, and let's see if it continues in Belgium. Hope you're enjoying the series. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you for another video very, very soon.